regard to item number 11, I contacted the Alabama State Board late Friday at approximately 2 o'clock because that was when we got notified at 11 o'clock that item 10 was going to be on the agenda. I just want to state that when I contacted, I got a live person and they got me the information that I was looking for. I found that to be a refreshing change from what I have encountered here, and I presented, and I'm sure each of you has seen it, an instance back in 2011 where a certified letter was sent mistakenly by the Board of Ethics to the LALB office, and rather than, it was signed for, but rather than contacting me and saying that, hey, I have a letter for you, you can come pick it up, and I would have been happy to sign off absolving any liability there too. 39 days went by that I was not extended that courtesy. So that pertains to establishing office hours and perhaps having a little bit more accountability of what would transpire in this office, which obviously I am supportive of number 10 in that instant. And there was a link on that you could see the certified letter that I sent as a result of that episode, to which I got 0 response. Now I realize that was under a totally different administration, and I would hope that the situation would be different if something like that happened today. Certainly willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. I can only state what happened back then. But I think that goes to concentration. Dan Mahaney, if you want to call his number about what happened with him, about not having office hours, I think he could give you an earful. So that will conclude my commentary about number 11.
The other thing that I want to talk about is the office hours very briefly. And you know, I've been a proponent of office hours here for quite a while, and there's just various reasons why that in most organizations and associations, state boards, there are very few that don't have people that you can either go to the office and see. And then maybe if we, Mr. Evans, may feel jeopardized in being in a place on Newcastle that's isolated, even though there's a bank behind it maybe, moving that office into a building where there are other state agencies that would make her feel more comfortable being in the office. I mean, I think that's a win-win situation, but just not to have office hours and, you know, the local person who may want to come by and pick up. Everybody's not technical. Very few people use the phone, and some people just might want to come by and drop it off and make sure they put it in somebody's hands. So I think that the board, for putting this on the agenda, and will give careful considerations of establishing office hours so that everyone can have access to knowing when this office is open and when it's not open. With that being said, the other thing.
That's a good thing.
Office
Maybe
hours.
not everybody
We want
can
office
do
hours.
some.
Have we had any phone calls pertaining to that, any emails, anybody dropping by?
In the 7.5 years that I've been in this position, no member of the public other than Mr. Burns, no other auctioneer other than Mr. Phillips has requested office hours.
And as far as I'm aware, the phone is being answered every time I ring.
I've always gotten my calls returned.
And every auctioneer works for me as well.
I couldn't hear the comments.
Every auctioneer that works for him as well.
Yeah, I've asked all 6 and 7 auctioneers. Sorry, it's 12 now.
Now, obviously, there are times you're on the other line, you're in the restroom,
Yes,
you know, that kind of thing. So no, am I going to say every single time the phone rings it's answered? No, but it's man.
Anytime I ever call, my phone call has been returned within 2 hours.
Every time I call, I've got an answer.
Me too.
What's the purpose of meeting the officer?
It's, I can't answer that.
Comment, Mr. Chairman? Very briefly.
Yeah.
I appreciate, you know, the discussion. The thing is, when we look at the whole garment of office hours, principles, if you want to do feasible studies across the state and other agencies of this magnitude, let's look at how many of them have the same luxury as the LALB. I mean, if you're going to start using, you know, fiscal studies and studies that are comparative, then let's do that. I mean, and see how many other office boards and commissions that don't have this setup. I think that's what you're gonna have to look at to be rational about it. But don't just say, oh, what's the reason for it, when every other board needs to be asking the same thing. And I think every other executive system of administrators, because when we call the Alabama people, we got somebody on the phone, they answer. So the point I'm making is, at the end of the day, if you look around, no other entity within the state government have the luxury that this board has.
To your point that you're making pertaining to your phone call to Alabama, she just answered the same question though, phones being answered every time. That still doesn't require an office per se hour
No, sir.
for phone calls.
I called and I've not gotten a voice. I've gotten the voicemail, but I've never had her to answer the phone when I've called.
Are you saying you don't receive a phone call back?
Yeah, it left a period of time, but I'm telling you, when I call that number, I've never had Ms. Evans to answer the phone and said, Louisiana Alternate License Board, Sandy Evans, executive assistant. I've never had that. So that's not the same as having a live voice as in other agencies when you call and someone picks the phone up. The point I'm making is, no other state agency, if you ask them would they like to have the same luxury, I guarantee you they all would. So let's do a comparative study and see how many agencies are doing that.
Is it so that you know when to call?
Well, if you want to come by, nobody knows what office hours. That prevents this office from being open. No one knows when the office is open. So if I want to come by and I was traveling through, let me pass by. Well, there's no office hours, so there's nobody there. How are you going to operate an office in a facility without having office hours? Because everybody doesn't call and everybody doesn't want to call. Some people want to come by and put things personally in people's hands. So let's look at it. It's not correct that you don't have some office hours where the public can come in and know when there's to be a manned person in that office.
Like without making an appointment?
Well, correct. In all the other state agencies, they're open. You go there, bam, somebody's there. You don't have to get your prior notice call before coming. What other state agency you know that has a voicemail that says, call me before you come?
Our voicemail doesn't say that, just for the record.
Well, I get no
No, ma'am,
Louisiana
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, but that's what would have to happen.
I
You just can't drop by.
I'm going to exempt me being an auctioneer since I've taken a position on the board, but I did have a few years of having to even bring off licenses in, take the test or whatever. And every time I called, I actually dropped by before I was even aware of this issue. I dropped by and she happened to be there. You know, I mean, it's stuff like that. It may be just coincidence. What I'm saying is the level of professionalism, like I said, was there. I'm not stating from now because obviously me being the chairman, when I pick up the phone, she's going to answer because of
Sir,
the position.
we never question Ms. Evans' professionalism and ability. That has never been.
But what the point I'm getting at is the fact that there is somebody there. There was somebody there every time I called.
Well, I know when Ms. Wilkes held the same position, I promise you, every time you went there, she was there. And when she wasn't there, she was required that someone else be there to man the phones and be in that office when she wasn't there. That's a fact.
We could call on the vote, leave it as.
Wait, I want to make, I haven't had my 1 minute. I ain't gonna take but a minute. I have the video where when Ms. Evans was asked if anyone had sought to do this, she said, only Okie, so it's not correct. And no one else didn't try to drop by. She then wanted the discussion completely ceased. I will merge that video into the video discussion of this particular situation. Second,
Who's got
No,
money?
Ms. Evans sitting right there.
What's the point?
So we haven't had any complaints about the office hours.
No.
I don't even think anybody.
You haven't heard anything? Nobody's called and said that, you know, when there's a set
The only
time?
person, and we discussed it at the last board meeting, was when Oakview came to drop off their
So
renewal.
we've had some complaints. And how many people who may have not?
Well, let her finish, let her
Okay.
finish, you need to give her the same consideration she gave you.
I don't care to have this discussion, it's the board's decision, not mine, so.
this board's gonna have to decide whether she does or does not have to adhere to the Division of Administration's telecommuting policy, which says you have to be at your home working. If that's the time, you can't be out running around doing this, that, or the other. The period that you say you're working, you're supposed to be home. She said last time she's not subject to the Division of Administration's telecommuting policy. That's what enabled her to be out in the Gulf Shore of Alabama, and she'll have Florida and Disney World and these other places. Thirdly, on that Alabama reciprocity agreement, if y'all gonna need somebody to take service, it's a little difficult to do if nobody's there.
I'd like to call for a vote on the issue. The issue is,
Let me just say this, and I think it's important for the two new members to understand and aware of the fact that Ms. Edmonds is serving two hats on two different boards, which, if you go to the logical conclusion that Mr. Burns and Reverend Phillips talk about, what they're really asking for is really more staff and spending more money. We are very fortunate to have Ms. Edmonds wearing two hats and two boards, handling two things by one person. So I think for the new members, they may not be fully aware of that particular fact.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call.
Oh, I'd love to respond to that.
What kind of salary would you get for staying at home?
Okay, I'd like to call for a vote. The vote is whether or not we should change the hours for the personnel at the Auctioneers Association.
In office
Right, and I vote no. And I'd like to put that motion up here that it remain the same.
But but
Yes,
the
sir.
benefit of it is like in case there's an emergency?
Well-
I'm confused about the benefit of having it.
I think Dan Haney, one of them that came by, or was trying to get in contact, some things have transpired. But if I had an emergency where I needed to come to the office, there's nobody there. If there's an emergency where somebody needs to get some kind of documentation, there's nobody there. If it's in the office, then we have to contact Ms. Evans. Ms. Evans has to run there, get it, then notify us when she got it. We have to come and get it. It's not like we can just walk in there with an emergency. I need a copy of my bond, or I need a copy of my bond, I need this. There's nobody there.
So the only benefit would be to go without
Well,
calling for
sir,
it?
sir, here's what I would suggest. It's not so much as how long she's in there, but if you know what window, if it's just one day, the office is open, where you can conduct business, you can do so. But I'm just saying, you can't operate a feasible business if you have an office hours where it's not there. You would need an office, right? You don't need an office if there's nobody there. We paying for space over there that nobody's there. So we have lease agreements, there's nobody's there. So at the end of the day, I mean, I don't be like, okay, how can I function properly if nobody's there?
Yeah, I was just trying to understand the benefit of it.
Yes, so that the general public.
I've got a motion and a second.
There's a motion and a second.
Well, I have a board member asking a question and y'all taking care of business.
I was answering that question.
Yes, sir, and I understand, so that's no
Come go
problem.
on all day.
In respect of the board, I mean, he was asking a question, I give respect when I'm asking. And I mean, I think the board at that point just disrespect Mr. Brown. You know, he's trying to get clarification. It's almost as though you don't hear his side of logic because you cut him off by beginning to talk and not giving consideration what's being said in relation to this question.
It's okay, I don't feel disrespect.
No, I know it's not, sir, but it's just principle.
May we call for a vote,
No,
Mr. Chairman?
call the vote, yeah, on her motion,
Mr. Anderson, second my
Second.
motion.
roll call vote.
Oh, roll call, I'm sorry. Mr. Brisker. Oh, then, let me just clarify that the motion was to remain the same.
To remain the same,
Remain the office
yes.
hours.
Yes.
Mr. Brisker. Mr. Brown.
And this is like for everything to stay the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Henderson.
Yes.
Ms. Stapleton.
Yes.
Mr. Lockett.
Yes.
Mr. Sims.
Yes.